Verbally Effective with Ina Esco is an interview-style podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, and entertainment with a Memphis focus. Each week, I'm joined by a featured guest with roots in Memphis. Verbally Effective delves into each guest's personal journey to uncover the incredible stories fueling their purpose, the highs and lows of their pursuits, and how through their passion, they are moving the culture forward. And welcome to another edition of the Verbally Effective podcast. I am your host, your double E, Ina Esco. And today we are at Novel Memphis bookstore for the book release of Charlie Crenshaw IV's new book, 40 Birthdays, 40 Lessons. Let's give it up for Charlie.
Appreciate y'all.
If you did not know, Charlie is a seasoned professional with a rich background in strategic communications, digital storytelling, and content creation. He's a U.S. Army veteran. Yes, let's give it up for that. Now, Charlie also holds a bachelor's degree in communications and co-founded Memphis Made Mentors. And that's how I actually met Charlie, through their nonprofit. Let's give it up for Charlie for his work with our youth in the city of Memphis. Yeah. So we're going to dive right into it, Charlie. First off, how you feeling? You 40 and all. How you feeling?
40, shawty. I'm feeling good. Man, it's a blessing to see all these faces in the crowd. Yes. You all could be doing anything, binging Netflix or on a date night or, just hanging out. But y'all decided to spend this evening with me, and I don't take that for granted at all. So thank y'all for being here.
Yes, indeed. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Before I get into the book, I know a lot of people in the audience have a copy of the book now. They're going to have to sift through it and read all the details. But what made you want to write a book at this milestone in your life, at 40?
Yeah, so when you think about the age of 40, like you said, it is a milestone. And originally, I started writing the book to my daughters, Charlize and Charlie Free. Just to, because they had my blood in their system. So when they come of a certain age, I want them to be able to pull from something and be able to reference something that I had written. But again, it started that way. But as I started writing, it kind of dove into me writing to Charlie 2.0 and then Charlie 3.0 and then Charlie 4.0. And I kind of explained it. So Charlie 2.0 is more in my 20s, hungry, grinding. I want it by any means. I'll rip your head off to get it. And if I was to have a manual or just something that I could speak to teach myself during that time period, that's what I started writing to. Charlie 3.0, more so the 30s, just kind of thinking through the experiences and things that I actually went through, and just wanted to just kind of jot it down and just have some teachable lessons, some things that they can execute on as far as taking action for my kids. And then Charlie 4.0 is just the future. 40 is just age at the end of the day. I think about like one of my favorite characters, well, not characters, but a guy by the name of Stan Lee. So Stan Lee, he actually started Marvel Comics when he was about 39, but it actually blossomed after the age of 40. And everybody knows what Marvel Comics is and know the rest. So, no matter what your age is, you can do amazing things. And I feel like I'm just getting started. I can race anybody in here.
Okay.
Except Noon might beat me. But yeah.
Okay.
I kind of went left field, but yeah.
No, you did great. You did great. You answered my question. How do you feel mentally and both physically right now at 40?
So mentally, I feel very sharp. I'm always looking for ways to just increase my mental capacity. I have routines. When I wake up, I'm reading, whether that's a digital book or audio book. And right now I'm doing this thing where I read a chapter of Proverbs every day. So today is November the 9th, so I read Proverbs chapter 9 today. And I just kind of pulled things from there to just kind of help me throughout my day. Physically, I feel good as well. I'm just being a little bit more conscious about, my intake, things that I eat. You know, I'm drinking water right now. I love to get an old fashioned or something, but I didn't want to chance it because I'm really a lightweight when it comes to drinking and stuff like that. But yeah, just trying to be a little bit more conscious and things like that.
Okay, well, let's dive into it. 40 birthdays, 40 lessons. I'm going to say this quote: when you operate in your superpower, you're not just doing excellent work, you're operating in your God-given gift, which is extraordinary. Tell everyone, what is your superpower, Charlie?
For me, I would say my superpower is just being a creative. And I'll give you an example. So I was, working in the telecommunications space, and I was a store manager. I managed like 14 employees. You know, we sold cell phones, tablets, television products and stuff. I'm sure you know what the company is. And when I first got that role, I had to think through, like, creatively, how can I really make a splash in this community? I didn't have anybody to tell me what I could do. So what I did was I actually brought my boy Travis, who's back there recording now. I said, Travis, let's do a dope video. I want you to record the store. I want you to record some of my employees. I want you to get some drone footage. And we just go put something together. I'm going to run a campaign on social media, and we just go push it, something creative, something fly. But nobody was there to tell me to do that. You know, that's something that I executed on my own, and that's just the creative neck I have. That's my superpower. And when I say creativity, you know, whether that's, you know, creating documentaries, you know, I'm proud to say I've shot 4 movies at this point. Children's book, that's creativity. I had the privilege of shooting a documentary for my pastor. I saw him walk in for his 50th birthday, Pastor Devin and Pastor Sam. So just diving into that creativity, that's my superpower. But everybody has a superpower. Like my sister's superpower, you know, might be her cooking food. My sister-in-law LaVie right here, her superpower is just she's a magnet as far as her friends and stuff. She's just that friend that you want in your life. Some people have a financial superpower. Some people have, sports, athletics. You think of, LeBron James, he's an athletic freak, if you ask me, to be still performing at this level. I think year 22, if I'm not mistaken. But that's his superpower. So I think everybody has their superpower. You just have to kind of dive in and kind of deep dive into yourself and figure out what that superpower is and how can I make it applicable to my life.
And you know what? You give some great insight on discovering your superpower in the book. Just to mention, you stated, listen to compliments that people give you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there are other people that watch you and see something in you that you may not see.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciated that one. Another one I appreciated was explore your childhood interests. Yeah. When people ask me about how do I know what my passion is, I always say, what did you want to do when you were young? Right? So how does that translate to the Charlie of today? What did you want to be when you were young? Or what were you into?
I want to be Batman. I want to be Bruce Wayne, really. So I was a huge Batman fan. Bruce Wayne, his company was called Wayne Enterprises. So my first, company that I created was called the Crenterprise, which was like a spinoff of, Wayne Enterprises. I just liked the billionaire status. He was super smart. He did his part to try to contribute to the city, the way that he could. So it's funny. My 40th birthday, I actually woke up. I watched my wife, she be checking me. I watched the Justice League movie, Batman, Superman. I still watch cartoons to this day. And that dives into what is the thing that's unique about you. And I might be kind of going left field. I think we all have unique things about themselves. Like if you think about me, I graduated from Melrose High School in 2003 as a valedictorian. Number one. When you think about a valedictorian, you wouldn't think a valedictorian would become a rapper at one point, which I had a chance to perform on 106 in Park.
I saw that.
You wouldn't think, I had some people that looked at me like, you're number one in our class. Why would you go to the Army? So I actually went to the military. I'm in the combat zone. Shout out to my boy Davis. Where you at, Davis? Davis was actually in Iraq with me, so he know what we went through. So what's your unique, the things that make you you? You know what I mean? So it's okay. You can watch cartoons. You can be the valedictorian. You can explore creative elements. But I think that unique piece is what makes us cool because everybody's trying to fit in and be like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, you just mentioned, where you graduated from high school. I know you grew up in Orange Mound.
Orange Mound.
And you talk about, walking in your hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about Charlie as the protagonist as you grew up in Orange Mound.
Okay.
I want you to give me some examples as the protagonist growing up in Orange Mound and also your experience in the Middle East.
Gotcha. So back to what she was saying about your hero's journey. I think all of us have our own story, our hero's journey. You think about a movie, you have the protagonist who's going to be the good guy, and, let's just say Batman, since I just referenced him. And then the antagonist is going to be the villain, which is the Joker. In my life, me being a protagonist, some of the villains of my life, it might have been, growing up in a neighborhood that was, somewhat infested with crime and poverty mindset. I remember, walking to the community center and, seeing drug deals taking place. I remember seeing, prostitutes getting it in alleyways. I remember, a friend of mine, I'm going to call him D, that had crack rocks in his sock and, the smell of it and what, so being able to navigate through that, I think that was my hero's journey. And just to make it on the other side positively. Again, with the hero's journey, the genre changes. Sometimes it might be a drama movie. Your hero's journey might have romance. Me and my wife, we had, our relationship of, building love and like for each other. Excuse me, over the years, that's romance. Action would be, me going to the Middle East and Iraq. I know you asked about that, which was tough. It's kind of tough to talk about some of this stuff, but I kind of dive into it a little bit. But, I, was recruited in the Army, 2002. I was in the delayed entry program. So actually, before I actually graduated from Melrose, I was actually in the Army. So once I graduated, I went to Fort Leonard Wood for basic training. And shortly after that, not too long after that, my unit, which was the 467 Engineering Battalion, we got activated to go to Iraq. So we were in Bakuba. Chuck always make fun of me because I always say Bakuba. Bakuba is north of Baghdad. I know everybody know what Baghdad, Iraq is. So Bakuba was north of Baghdad, and we, me and Davis, we would, patrol logistics routes for IEDs, which are improvised explosive devices. So pretty much they would try to put bombs on the roads to keep supplies and things from getting into the bases. So, I've had moments where, IED went off on my Humvee. I've taken what's called small arms fire, when, somebody might shoot at you, like when I'm on guard duty. I remember one situation where, soldiers were killing soldiers on our base because of the stress and the heat, and it's just a different type of situation. So to be able to make it through that and come out on the other side, is definitely a blessing. And I just want to applaud all veterans that, just serve and also, go to combat hazardous duty station. So again, shout out to my boy Davis. So it means a lot to see you.
Indeed.
I went left field again. Where am I?
No, you're right on track.
Scrambling.
You're right on track. But something resonated with me with what you said. My dad is retired Army.
Oh wow.
And he's been to quite a few wars.
Okay.
And
Vietnam.
Yes, definitely Vietnam.
That was different.
Yes. But as you began your statement, he often talks about how he really doesn't want to go deep into it because it's triggering for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because it's even though I had my experience, I had so much respect for those guys. It's like it's people that went through way worse than what we went through. And I guess the picture is different. A lot of people think that, when you go over there, as soon as you touch down, it's bullets flying and you crawling, and it's not like that. You have those types of situations, but it's more of a psychological warfare. And I think that prepared me for life because it's kind of like, once you go through something of a extreme degree of difficulty, then anything in your life is nothing somebody can throw in front of you. It's like it's nothing. I kind of referenced that to my brother-in-law, and I don't want to get you emotional, Noon, but he lost 2 of his sons. And we were having a discussion last night about something that's, going on in his life. And he pretty much was like, even though I'm going through this situation, after losing 2 sons, it's nothing that can can phase me. So I kind of feel the same way with going to Iraq and serving and really placing my life on the line. So yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, let's get into auditing yourself.
Okay.
This particular chapter in 40 Birthdays, 40 Lessons. And I think a lot of us right now are really reevaluating our circle, ourselves. We just had a presidential election.
Yeah, we did. Donald J.
Yeah.
Donald
J. Trump.
But I'm going to pray for him, though. Hey, I'm praying for him, but I ain't vote for him.
You didn't vote for him, but there may be people in your circle that voted for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, when you talk about auditing yourself and maybe even your environment around you, how are you going to move forward with, we know who the president is now. I'm just seeing a lot of talk about people that did not vote in their friend circle, that their best interest, how they're cutting them off. Do you recommend that, or how are you moving?
I definitely don't recommend cutting somebody off because of their political interests. I believe, people vote for who they vote for. People are going to believe and going in and being in the military. It's a melting pot. You meet all different types of people. I've served with people who are Muslim, people who are Christian. I had one guy who was a Wiccan, which was a witch. And, he used to have little nipple piercings. He was kind of weird.
Really?
But he was a witch. Republicans, Democrats. I mean, you even with work, you learn to, work with all different types of people. People are going to believe what they believe in. But you just have to stay true to yourself and what you believe in. At the end of the day, I feel like nobody's going to come and save you. If you think that the government is going to save you, then you need to kind of reevaluate things. You have to do what you need to do for yourself, for your family. We all are CEOs. You have to be the CEO of your family, of your situation. The way that you show up for work and you go hard for that job, you should be going hard for yourself. And that's my feelings on it. Again, I have people that have different political views, but, I respect it. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe, but you can't force it on me. And I know how to navigate out of that, conversation because my mind, I can't put thought capital into something that's like meaningless.
We're going to keep the peace.
Yeah, we definitely going to keep the peace because at the end of the day, it's one America. Regardless if you Republican, you Democrat, it's one America, and we all got to live here. So, yep.
All right. You stated a 2022 Time article reported that 51% of people earning six figures live paycheck to paycheck. Let's talk about your chapter, being financially conscious. Why is that so important?
I think finances really unlocks the quality of life that you're interested in. It's one thing to live on a $40,000 a year, salary versus, you making six figures. And I don't look down on anybody for what they earn, but I think it's important that we try to maximize based off our skill set. I always say, like with my wife was the first person in our household to make six figures. And that put a battery in my back, like, nah, I ain't going. I was like, yeah.
Did you feel like you were competing with her financially? Are you
Yeah. And she.
So you had to hit that too.
Man, I had to go on and I had to power up. But I say that was kind of an ego thing too, because we had a situation where she had to talk to me and let me know, what's mine is yours and blah 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 blah. But I definitely think it's money to be made. It's just a matter of just really diving into what your skill set is and what the market would actually compensate you. I think we're all great people at the end of the day, but the market don't care about you being great. The market cares about what is your skill set, what value are you bringing to the market where I can compensate you with X amount of dollars. So it's like we just got to figure out like what's our skill set, one, and what is the market going to compensate us for this skill set. And just kind of breaking down finances. My thing is, I do 10% tithe or giving to family and friends. I just believe in giving. 30% that's cash on hand, during the pay period. 50% go to bills, and then the other 10% would be, just like miscellaneous funds. So everybody, you just have to kind of take a look at a snapshot of your financial portfolio, what works for you, and get a mentor. I think it's a lot of great content out there, like the Budgetnista. She's written books. My girl Ashley in the building, She's fancy. She has a budget book. Raise your hand, Ashley. So if y'all need help with budgeting or anything like that, y'all go see her at the end of this. But yeah, finances is very important. I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but yeah.
No, you're good. Now you mentioned the market. I heard a lot of people profited after the election. Was that you, Charlie?
Nah, that was Elon though.
It was definitely Elon. Yeah. That was definitely Elon.
Yeah, definitely.
Elon Bezos.
Yeah, that was definitely Elon. It's funny, I talked to my bro Kelvin. We had a conversation.
Probably was Kelvin.
Yeah, Kelvin won for real. Kelvin got that bread. Yeah. But we were just like, man, regardless of who the president is, like, how can we take advantage of who this new president is? Mm-hmm. What are the new policies? What are the new things that's going to be taking place with him being the president? How can you win with him being the president?
Exactly.
And
Yeah. I noticed leading up to the election, EYL podcast, they often talked about stocks to invest in if Trump or if Harris were to win. So they were right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of EYL, I love their platform. We actually, a group of us actually went to Invest Fest. Anybody familiar with Invest Fest? We went to Invest Fest to, just kind of learn some financial strategies and tools and tips and things like that. Just kind of take things to the next level. And I encourage everybody to just continue to do the work to learn, what you can be doing financially and to come together as a family. I think families don't come together enough to talk finances and, like, how can we put money in a pot and invest in something and see a return on that investment. Me and my brother-in-law, Chuck, we talk all the time about, our family trips. Every year we go on, we probably put together 30, 40 racks every year. So what if we, decided to, instead of going on a vacation, we put that money into some type of financial vehicle to, get a return on the investment or just to get something started. Of course, we would have to seek counsel from somebody that has wisdom, in that lane. But, I think that's important. Families coming together financially.
Definitely. Let's talk about embracing the inner savage.
I ain't got to. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about a time you've had to do that. Give me a good example.
Man, good example.
A savage, a beast.
Good example. I'm trying to see. Can't share Iraq stuff with y'all. I'm gonna say daily. So every day. So I carry a Glock 19. That's my preferred weapon of choice. I'm big on carry. I have a concealed carry permit. I think you just have to be able to protect yourself. I take pride in, being a man. I think I need to protect, provide, and prophecy over my family. So protection, I don't take that for granted. I'm always looking when I go to a gas station. I'm not just pumping gas. I'm doing the 360-degree perimeter to see what's going on, who's around, what's happening. And I think we all just have to, just kind of be aware of that spidey sense, of when something looks weird. Like my wife and I went downtown for dinner, and we parked in a parking garage, but her spidey sense went off, and she was like, "Nah, something doesn't feel right about this particular area, so I think we should move a little bit closer to the restaurant." I think we were at curfew, if I'm not mistaken, so we actually moved. Because I don't want to have that savage to come out and, y'all hear about me on the news and all that. But the savage, that can be in business as well. When you go and you attacking the presentation, and, you have to be the best at giving that presentation. I know, doing transformation work for the company, I was employed with, we were able to secure $105 million in capital funding for transformation work. So when you think about transformation, that's people, processes, tools, and technology. Like, what can you do to continue to transform your business? So the money we secured helps, the company with doing that. But it took a savage to be able to go after and execute at a high level. So you just gotta being nice and humble, and that's amazing. I definitely recommend that, but sometimes that beast gotta come out. even if, how many parents we have in here? A couple parents. So if somebody slap your child, this savage coming out, right?
What? What?
All right. So it kind of yeah. So I guess it kind of aligns with that quote from the famous Tupac. You know, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, behind every man is a good woman.
Yeah.
Woo. Hello.
Woo.
Now, one of your chapters, you're telling people get married.
Man, you better
get married.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, why is that one of your chapters, and how has your beautiful wife changed your life?
Man, I know that, you know, my blessings in life are definitely connected to Tara Tanette Crenshaw. You don't go by Tanette no more though. But yeah, definitely she's taught me a lot. She's taught me how to, you know, love myself more, to celebrate myself more, because I'm super hard on myself. Like, I'm the type of person, if the sun don't shine the right way, I say what it was is my fault. Like, that's the type of, you know, psychotic thinking that I have sometimes. And she kind of like, you need to kind of just be cool. But, you know, just taught me how to love myself. You know, us coming together, you know, from a financial perspective, growth there, welcoming God into our relationship, and just being able to build. She blessed me with two daughters, Charlie and Charlize. Just, you know, she's amazing. This outfit, I don't put thought capital into my. I don't care about clothes like that, but she's the one that picked my outfit out, and you need to wear this and that, and so it's just, you know, it's just a blessing. You know, she's, you know, not just to help me, but she's a soul, man. I think everybody should find somebody that they can do life with. You know, when we got married, I want to say we were 27 years old. Man, I didn't have it figured out. I just know I loved her.
Like, how it start out.
Like, I didn't, you know, I know I didn't have the finances. I know, you know.
She worked with you.
She worked with me.
And look at you now.
Yeah. Even from a college perspective, I hated college. You know, I was close to finishing, and I hate giving up. You know, she pushed me. It was like, you need to go ahead and finish and get your degree. So I, give her that as well. So, and just a lot of great benefits of building with somebody. And for those who believe, you know, a man that findeth a wife, you know, that's a good thing, obtaining favor from God. So I believe that she's definitely my favor. We still building, growing, learning from each other. You know, sometimes, you know, I get caught up in life, and, you know, you might not be dating her the way you need to, or you might not be spending the time that you need to. And I definitely encourage people to, you know, the way that you got them, you definitely want to continue that, keep, you know, loving on each other, especially when you have kids, because kids will hate on you. I know mine do.
What?
Man, I'm telling you, they'll hate on you.
Definitely changed the entire dynamic, right?
They'll hate on you. But
they be hating on daddy.
Oh, but yeah, I'm grateful to my wife. Y'all, let's give it up for my wife.
Up for wifey, Tara. Yes. Yep. I think you guys make a great team.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, your last chapter in 40 Birthdays, 40 Lessons is know that 40 is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And you list quite a few people that have excelled in life substantially in their 40s. Yep. Tell me why it was so important to end the book that way.
I guess when I was younger, when I looked at the age of 40, for some reason,
thought it was old.
I was like, man, that's so old.
Yeah.
But now, like, I feel good. I feel youthful. I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like I've lived life enough where I understand some things. I believe success leaves clues, so I can take those things and I can continue to build. You know, it's whether you're 40, your 50s, your 60s. I want to say Colonel Sanders with KFC. I think he was 60 plus years old when he started KFC. Or like I said, Stan Lee, you know, being in his 40s when Marvel blossomed. Or Regina King, you know, after 40 when she received an Oscar, you know, for her role. I can't think of the movie, but amazing things can happen after your 40s. And I really embrace that, and I really just want to kind of drive that home. That's why I kind of made a list of those different people. So, I just welcome that. I embrace that, and I'm looking forward to what 40 is. And again, this is I'm pen in this age. I wrote this book. I know I don't know everything, and that's another thing. The older you get, the more you understand how much you don't know. But at the same time, I know enough to be able to share this, with people who may have been the way I was when I was in my 20s or my 30s, or with my kids, for them to be able to have something to reference. Well, Dad, went through this, so maybe I can do that. So yeah. That's how I feel about it.
Well, it is a great book. Everyone in here today at Novel has a copy, and they're going to dive into it. I do want to ask this last question before we get into the audience with your questions.
Okay.
Now, you did 40 lessons in the book.
Yeah.
That's a lot of lessons.
Yeah, it is.
If you was to do one more. After you have evaluated writing the book, going through the process, getting feedback from everyone, what would be the 41st?
The 41st lesson. Ooh, you got me in it. What would be my 41st lesson? My 41st lesson. So talk about family, talk about marriage, talk about finances, talk about my 41st lesson. I talk about failure. That's a hard one, ain't it?
I know.
My 41st lesson. I talk about mentoring. I don't know, Ina.
You may have to digest on that a little bit.
Yeah, that's.
We're gonna come back to it.
Okay.
We'll come back to it. I want to thank you, Charlie Crenshaw IV, for sitting down with me. This has truly been amazing. I've learned so much about you. I have definitely. I'm almost done with this book, but I think it's great for anyone to read at any generation to keep them motivated in life. And I wish you nothing but the best, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you guys for attending this live podcast experience for the Verbally Effective Podcast at Novel. Now let you guys get to your books and more signings. Woo. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.